Thank you for coming to Spirituality with a Spin. I am Ryan Keys, your host. And today, in October, we are going to talk about a topic that I've been discussing for the past few weeks. Twin flames, soulmates, soul braids, life partners, and life's purpose. And how all these fit together. How all these are fashioned to help us forge ahead. It is such a dynamic topic right now. And as you heard in my intro song with Beyonce, Ego, the remix, I had a dream last night, and I had to get this out because I suddenly, from my own experiences in life and listening to so many different people, talking to so many different people, seeing interactions, and just watching how people are moving through the world right now, we have stumbled into a crevasse, a place where we're having to climb out, and it is an ego-based place, a root-based place. We are elevating, we are awakening, and it's been happening. There's a shift going on. There's a consciousness going on. Religion is at an all-time high. People are looking for hope. People are trying to help other people. We're becoming more conscientious. We're seeing things around the world which are good and bad at overwhelming amounts. But we're also, and I'm guilty, of the selfie mode. The self-driven desires, the acknowledgement of self, but the soul doesn't see that. You see, the flesh is a vehicle, and it is driven by desire, need, ego. Today's topic, and I don't know that anyone has touched on this with any kind of impact when it comes into the twin flame relationship and the twin flame awareness factor. And then just to give you a heads up, this series is continuing. I have written scripts and scripts of material that we're going to be bringing to bear. I'm going to go into the historical natures of the twin flames and where the twin flames started, and how we can actually truly begin to see that the historical database supports this union, this Adam and Eve, made in the image of the divine, and a woman pulled from a rib. Not that she was anything other than a complete being, but a piece of the man. It started way back in the beginning. Ego apparently started just soon after. Now, how does ego impair this twin flame phenomenon? And first off, what is ego and why is it even around? Yes, your pride and your need to succeed in your drive does propel you to success. It does allow you to move forward in life, to accomplish goals, but it also harms itself. It becomes the biggest obstacle in elevation and in awakening, and the biggest obstacle in the twin flame process. I myself have been working to bring my ego down. I've been very involved in Miguel Ruiz's books. Wayne Dyer is one of my go-tos when it comes to putting my ego in check. He used to say, ego stands for edge God out. And I believe that is the case. Now, ego and the twin flame, it is directly connected with any wounds, any defense mechanisms of your inner child. It stirs when love is present, when the opportunity to love is present, because you begin to self-analyze. Your inner child begins to not only get excited and giddy about this new opportunity, but it also pulls the fears from the past. So the last episode, we talked about the preparatory phase of getting ready for your twin flame, if you want a twin flame, or just getting ready to wake up and allowing yourself to push forward. Now, fear feeds ego. So in the twin flame relationship, there's a lot of fear, because facing yourself is very fearful, because it is the truths inside of you which you feel inferior when you try to rationalize these things. Your senses, they keep you armed. They keep your brain dissecting and analyzing every little obstacle, every little nuance of the interaction with this phenomenon of the twin flame. It sets up as fake intuition. I believe when a faux flame enters your realm, it will actually drive you to feel more confident and more secure in the situation where it's false, out of safety and security, because your ego and your inner self is afraid. Your inner child is scared. So anytime you go to experience love or involvement, you're going to have a certain level of this fear that will be nurtured. Now, you have to realize that there's a couple things that happen when you are trying to persuade yourself that you no longer will reside in a level of fear. I encourage you all to read the 5 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. The first one is be impeccable with your word. Now, that would be avoid using your word to speak against yourself or negatively about yourself, and only use the power of your word in the direction of love. Big undertaking. And the second would be don't take anything personally. Nothing is being done to you because of you. We're all doing these things because of us. A twin flame isn't running because of you. They're running because of them. You are not running because of your twin. You are running because of you. Now, as long as you continue to take things personally, they will personally affect you. You will become a victim of needless suffering. The third powerful tool in understanding how to get rid of ego would be don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions. Express what you really want, who you really are. As I've already said, how can you expect someone to love you in a way that makes you feel fulfilled when you are not giving them the real you? So if you are expecting someone to love you, the person you project, but yet you are holding on to these other little nuances that you feel you won't show because of insecurities, because this person won't love them, and then you judge them because they didn't love them, well, you've set yourself up for failure. But I say don't make an assumption. Present yourself bare, raw, naked, and truthful, and let them see this. If you have insecurities, you may not be able to take a topic of those and bring those up right away, but work towards it. The fourth really important thing is to always do your best. Your best is going to take you from the moment to momentum to manifesting. So from the moment to momentum to manifesting by doing your best. Your best is good enough. You have to do away with the self-sabotaging, the judgment, the regret, the abuse. You have to tell this inner child that I am not the flesh. I am not the body that has been put aside. And then fifth, and this is a very important step when it comes to facing anything in this twin flame genre. Be skeptical and learn to listen. A lot of times, just by listening, even listening to yourself in silence, you will find your answer, where intuition is no longer being told to you out of insecurity. There are many differences in this ego-driven experience. And when you're trying to call out to your twin, or you've met your twin, or you have interacted with your twin and it didn't go as planned, you have to be able to shift out of the ego into the soul, because you have awakened and unlocked this inner part of yourself, this ethereal connection to the source, this point at which man and woman were created in divine moment. The male, the feminine, the masculine, the feminine, in which nature bears many of these. So when the twin flame situation begins to pair and you experience resistance, I would assume that you are allowing ego to trickle into this situation. And I would look for the evidence of this. Do you feel insecure? Do you feel hurt? Are you beginning to judge yourself or judge the situation? Are you trying to validate this situation? And also, learning to love, learning to express love, and just allowing that love will go a long way into being able to allow the faux flame or the false flames to burn out. A false flame is here to test you, is here to bring you to another place of awareness, as the twin flame is as well. We're going to talk about that later on in the next upcoming episodes, about what is the end-all, be-all, the end game of the twin flame. And I get a lot of questions about this imbalance, this spiritual imbalance of self, this position that people are having with this insecurity about decision and not being able to listen to their own intuition, not being able to commit to what they feel. Now, it might not help you immediately in the situation to start to meditate and start to seek some silence and start to explore portions of yourself, like we did in the last episode about the pre-prep stages of the twin flame interaction. But it will ultimately contribute to a smoother sailing in the journey. Now, there's a vibrational alignment that has to happen in this relationship. So, when you look at the ego, it is basically a facade or a mask that your soul is allowing, right? It's allowing it. It's how other earthly entities are perceiving you. It's how you're putting forth your persona and your persona. Think of it like, it's like if a caveman were to see a radio, he would not think it could make beautiful music. But then he sees this radio and he's like, what is this box? What is this bulky thing? And then all of a sudden this beautiful music comes out and he's drawn to it. And then all of a sudden the station turns and it's like this crazy, just static, like, and then he's repelled by it, right? So we are a radio. Our spirit, our soul is like a radio. And the different music that's playing are the different masks and facades that we're allowing to play through us. Now, you have a true soul song, your purpose in this life, your calling, your belief, and then you have your exponential experience that's going to play over that as to dull that down. Now, the ego often takes the downturn of being the complete villain in almost everything. But it is a protective psychological mechanism that is designed to protect you as well. But when it becomes only a protective device based on the past, based on reliving the past, hashing things over and over and over again, like Groundhog Day, then what you've done is you have negated the highest good. Because when you go through a event in the past, it's to live and to learn and to move forward, to apply that learning, that lesson to the future, but not to try to rationalize that everything is going to be a repetitive nature of what happened in the past. And the twin flame phenomenon is an awakening, an ascension. And it's a process of these two pieces of this perfect union coming together on earth through all of the muck and the mire and the mud and the flesh and the faux status of all of this masks that we wear. This perfection is coming forward. It is triggering your elevation of your soul identity. This earthly identity begins to feel, I believe, a little bit threatened by this newfound inner knowing of your soul self. So then as you awaken to your higher service, to your higher calling, and it's generally triggered by your twin flame being in your area or close or manifesting. It's even triggered by your faux flame a little bit, because that's a preparatory phase. You begin to also awaken the protective protocols of your ego. So then you've got this internal tug of war. You've got the soul, which is blossoming like the lotus. And then you've got this glass cover that wants to be put on it by the ego. Now, ego is, once again, it is about, it is a part of the baggage we have with life that is based in flesh to protect us, like intuition and instinct. But I encourage you to start to do things that will help you to remove a little bit of that dusty baggage from the ego and start to clear your energy. Start to seek harmonization. Start to try to wake up your energetic self so that your twin will resonate and start to feel this. And as you begin to elevate because of the twin flame status, as you begin to face these things on your own, a true twin flame is also required to face these things on their own, because you've crossed paths. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to be together forever in this fluid foundation of happiness and love, but it means that you're both coming together for the divine purpose, for the higher purpose, for that collaboration between the twin flames. And that collaboration is about the reduction of ego, the reduction of the meaty body, the earthly being, in order to elevate to a more spiritually gifted and awakened and unstuck person. Because the earth is requiring us to wake up. The people of earth, the people that are unable to defend themselves and to feed themselves and to care for themselves, need to be tended to. It's like the wolf pack. Yes, you have your alpha and your alpha female, your alpha male, but you also have at the bottom of the rung your omega. Now, your omega doesn't present much value in the way of hunting or these things of the pack, but the omega brings a certain dynamic which holds the pack together, because you are only as strong as you are weak, and your weakness is your strength. So by allowing yourself to feel and to help these less fortunate people, you begin to eliminate the ego and unlocking that true, deeper self. Your energy begins to vibrate and oscillate at a higher level. You begin to see yourself truly in the mirror. You begin to reduce these things that are transpiring, that are holding you back. So remember, Look past ego. Don't accept it as your reality. It is a mask. It is a protective mask. Like they said, the person you want me to see, the person you see, and the person you really are. 3 people are at that party. And we all face this. So, ego versus spirit. Always start to see the real person. And then the running phase will start to eliminate. Because the runner is really facing this ego, right? Either they're facing the ego in the person they're running from because they can't handle the situation, or they are running because of their own ego, because they are so insecure about their own experiences in the past that they feel threatened and they need to pull away because the energy is too much. And then also, the second thing I would like to say is there's no unspiritual human, right? There's no... We're all spiritual beings. So no matter what baggage you bring, no matter what you have, no matter your faults, your flaws, your obscurities, we are all still vibrational, spiritual beings. And I say that no one deserves any less respect. Everyone is on the same page. We are all able to wake up. We are all able to resonate truth and love and beauty. And you're already listening to this, so you're already awakening. You're already starting to unlock this light and this energy to break down this encoded memory that you have covered up your soul with. You've already begun to pull out those secret roadmaps from your glove compartment so you can find and locate these areas of yourself that are past the DNA, that are in the vibrational matrix around you. So, if you haven't encountered your twin flame, now is the perfect chance. You're hearing this. You're able to transform. You're able to take this unawakened, true spiritual moment and start to begin to work on yourself, because perhaps that's why you're listening to this if you haven't encountered the twin flame, and it means your twin flame is on the way, right? Your higher self's plan, your pre-birth could be happening right now. It's divine timing. We're all divine. We're all creatures of God. We are. When you, and I hate to say this, but when you kill an animal, that's a divine creature of God. And I'm not preaching my own philosophies, but do it with kindness. If you're going to do that, do it with some type of respect and dignity, and thank God for that you are using. And then your unawakened twin, my friends, has been with you since the Adam and Eve. Think of it. They've been with you since the Adam and Eve. That's your genesis. That is your genesis, my friend. That is your genesis. That's your 6th day. So your 6th day partner has been with you the whole time. They can't run. They can't hide. They can't break away and sever the cord. You can move forward and you can manage and you can push forward, but the connection is inevitable. It is there. Now you have to determine, will you wallow in depression and wallow in self-pity and feed your ego, or will you respond with anger and fear and frustration from your own protective instincts from past failures or past threats? Will you govern this experience, this chance to connect on the soul plane with flesh? Or are you going to mediate and meditate and allow this moment to make you, to wake you, or will you let it break you? I say, let's manifest it. Let's become something complete. Let's do creative visualization. Let's do meditation. Let's do prayer and supplication. Let's give to God glory that we are created and manifested, and allow that moment to breathe. Because more twin flames are awakening every day to their true soul nature and getting closer and closer to God. They're feeling the frequency. They're feeling that. But many are still clinging to that mask because they're afraid. Their ego has bound them up. That's a facade, though, my friends. That's a facade. With some inner work, some energy healing, some self-reflection, some time in silence, reading some good books, listening to some good intuitive people, you can break away that fear. And then you can become this fabulous connected force. Whether the twin flame is holding your hand, looking at a sunset on that pier, that's flesh. We are beyond flesh. We are functionally divine. So, this is my information on how ego is affecting the foundation of this twin flame experience. And I appreciate you walking this path with me. And I encourage you to allow love to become the base root of all decision. For if I've had someone come into my life and they hurt me because they didn't mean to, I have to work through that. I have to identify that, and I have to let that go. But I can't punish them because they pulled away from their own fear or their own facade or their own mask. I can't, because I have to love them. Especially if that's your twin flame, you have to love them, because that's part of the dance. That's part of the awakening. And I dare say that everyone does not want to stay where they're at. You want more out of life. If you want more love, if you want more feeling, give me an amen. I'm saying amen. Give me something to go on. Let's talk about it. Leave it in the comments. If you need help, contact me. I'll be willing to help as much as I can. I don't work for free, but I will help as much as I can. We're interrelating. We're getting to know ourselves. We're getting to know each other. We're learning that time and comparison and expectation and judgment and assumptions are just prior to the awakening. Because we're trying to get past those things that hold us back. Now, I encourage you to continue to listen to the past videos or podcasts I have posted. You're going to find them exciting and enlightening. We get involved in the discussions. I have posted a lot of different things. I am working feverishly on scripts trying to get this information out and get it related to you so that you can understand what you're going through, or you can get some tidbit of clarity just from my 25-minute rant, right? But I'm sending you a lot of love. I'm doing this because I myself am expressing love as much as I can. I express love as much as I can. It gives me goosebumps. I'm trying to help you, really. Because the more you love, the lighter we all get. The more evolved we all become. And I want a world that sees through the eyes of the divine. I want a world that doesn't let children starve. I want a world where an elderly person isn't locked away in a home and left. I want that world. Peace, light, and love. Go get you some of that good-ass prana, baby. I will see you on the other side.
Things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place.